Welcome to the Old World Fanatics, your Warhammer Fantasy podcast to quench your hobby thirst for all things the old world. I'm one of your hosts, Gummo, as usual, and I'm back with Andrew and Josh. How's everyone doing on Monday?
Back again.
Our time, anyway.
It's almost like we do this every week or something.
Almost.
Yeah, that's right. It's actually every week. And when I said night there, it's the only people commenting on our live stream right now are from the UK. So it's probably lunchtime over there.
Yes. Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes.
Are they on? We're plus 11. I think they're still plus 1. So they're probably 10 hours behind. So all good. They're almost getting ready for lunch or second breakfast, as they probably have over there. I'd assume. Hello, Mark. It's fun. Now, I was trying to remember. Is that Andy? Well, I'm getting it wrong, aren't I? But anyway, he can pipe in who that is on the other old school channels from way back when. We're all playing now.
Have you ever successfully guessed the right name of these things? I feel like every time you guess, it's always it's wrong.
It's my we always talk about this. It's the whole ADD stuff, I reckon, where in your brain it all makes sense, it just doesn't come out. It's like communicating's optional, but what I think is that's the important part, even though I can't get it out. So, anyway, welcome to another episode of Old World Fanatics. As you can see, we are going to chat comp because, well, I guess the hobby sphere just gave us the topic because it just seemed like it all came landed. I think when Rob and Val threw out their Square Base comp, I don't know when it was, early last week, and then suddenly Aussie comp came out, and then one of our patrons came out with one. And then there's still I brought up briefly the other week the Swedes are back in it with their Swedish comp, but it's not called that as such. But so I think worth going through it, I guess, is a bit of a chat through it. So.
Some good stuff there, yeah.
But obviously we don't think Old World's dead without comp, but you gotta rile up the masses somehow. So welcome if you're just seeing us for the first time. We love Old World. So,
yeah.
I thought Mark's, we might bring this up later, but it is funny. Mark's, I'm favoriting it. I'm supposed to show it. He's just asking if anyone wants to buy any balloons. One careful owner. Hardly see it being used. Banned in Europe, so very cheap. Joking. Going to see all these second-hand balloons out on the market, are we?
Yeah, that's it.
What have you guys been up to anyway before we kick into all that sort of stuff? Anything exciting?
I'm very intrigued by what's going on in the background of Andrew's camera there.
Yeah, I've been printing trees for Gummo.
He's been printing stuff for me, and I've been printing stuff.
Printing me some rats, and I've got about 2 bins worth of half trees.
Oh no!
This should have been a hobby. This should have been.
I think I've nutted it out again. I think I've nutted it out.
Do you find it funny?
The eternal optimist.
We talk about how crazy Val Heffelfinger really goes on about this, about how crazy you have to be to play this game, how much effort it takes to learn it, to paint it, to do all that. And then idiots like us go and buy 3D printers and then a whole nother hobby. Like you said, Josh, it's a hobby within a hobby. And it's like, are we just masochists for our own free time?
Just keep learning too, don't you? It's like that hobby where you keep learning.
The masochist will be starting a podcast. You have to spend hours every week doing
okay.
endlessly.
Very good
On
point.
top of the 3D printing.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. So we're just prepping for early retirement, for our retirement, because it's got a few hours up. A couple more decades left, guys, but we'll get there. Or maybe less than a couple of decades now for me. So getting old. Cool. Well, before we kick on to that main topic, I'll just give a quick shout out to our patrons and all our other listeners. But if you are listening right now, please subscribe on YouTube. It really does help. Leave some comments in the chat. That really gets the reach of the actual live stream. If we're missing, I know we don't manage the live chat, but if you do want to throw us some more support, you can always do a super chat to get us answering your questions. Otherwise, for the patrons, they would know we answer their questions at halftime. So if it's your first time here, we'll jump through the topic first, and then we'll hit up all our patrons. I think we have 200. You have to listen to me read them all out. Not really. I'll read out the paid ones. And then then we go through Patreon questions and then some hobby, I guess. Huge hobby had on the old world front yet. So I think that'll keep us busy for 2 hours. So grab a paintbrush, I guess. And and for the Patreon, if you do want to check that out, sorry if you're not a patron, over on patreon.com/World Fanatics. And if you're on our Discord and you want to throw some images as we go along, there's Old World Fanatics live stream channel in the Australian Discord. Links in this description. You can jump in there. Cool. So where do we want to start with the whole comp sort of stuff? Do we need to explain what it is?
Nah, look, I like the entry's made it pretty simple for us. It's just easy. Just put a high restrictions on all models, no balloons, no dragons, and no questionable monoliths.
Oh, right. That's right. I would have thought it might be monoliths.
That's it. In
required.
the podcast. That's all I need to say.
Every balloon you want to take, you have to take another monolith. So,
monoliths are the answer. That's it.
Yeah. Maybe that's the secret, man. Like it's like for every balloon or whatever you have to take, you have to bring one really nice terrain piece. So basically, it just makes the table looks cool. Force people into good hobby. You want to use it. So, look, I mean, I guess, I don't know, the thing I wanted to bring up before we went through some of these comps, because we've got a few comp systems that we want to run through what the options are, is what do we think around the table here, or around the microphones? What do we like to see in a comp? What don't we want to see? That sort of stuff. That's where I wanted to head. I don't know if you've got any initial thoughts, you guys?
No, I think... I don't know. Did you want me to intro, or should we bring it in later? Just the reason why you might want comp.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. So
go for it.
I'll just get it. I'll get it out of the bag. So Mark, fantastic with the news. He's like straight on to us. He threw us a bit of a bone from the EU, and so apparently, I'm sure he can. Let us know in the comments. I don't know if it's going to be all of Poland or if it was for a single tournament, but basically they're looking at just completely scrapping Cathay as an army that you can take to a Warhammer tournament.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Brand new,
I mean,
that's
it's
in context, it didn't sound as crazy because it sounded like in that area there was like 2 players and they had other armies. So they're like, hey, just don't bring it at the moment. That type of thing. Yeah. But that is pretty. That's pretty nuclear. I haven't actually seen that. I mean, have you guys seen that in Fantasy Pass? Like, I don't remember that being in like.
What, banning a faction?
Yeah. Was Dark Elves in 7th ever banned on Demons? I'm sorry, whatever it was. I don't know because I didn't play 7th.
Oh, yeah.
It's in
I don't think I've ever banned.
Not armies, no.
Yeah, not an entire faction for which there's a whole range of models for, and there's no other. Like I've seen alternate lists banned, I suppose. Like things like Sea Guard from 6 was always controversial, Clan Eshin, that kind of thing. But that was like one of many ways to play those armies. If you got into the game and you just wanted to play Cat, and that's all the models you had, suddenly you're banned from playing, which just seems like a big step.
Yeah, I think it, like, again, in context potentially, and I'm reading into this because I don't know. I would assume, and given it's Poland, they're probably one of the better countries at play. It's probably not really a focus on the new person entering the game. It is actually for their competitive events, so it's probably technically not that big a deal, but obviously it is a bit of a
but there's unintended consequences of straight up banning stuff like that.
So why would I mean, I guess take a step back then, purely, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say I'm critical of GW because we've got so much more out of Old World than we ever had in 8th in terms of FAQs, erratas and all that crap. But at the end of the day, it's that over the top in battle. Because if it wasn't Cathay, we still had comp pre-Cathay. Like Aussie Comp 1 came out, probably not as much, but there was some comp that was popping around. And our local Western Sydney gamers were doing their own 25% cap for characters sometimes and stuff like that. So we still had the character, hero, hammer, dragon meta that was you know, if you really wanted to win a tournament, you pretty much brought that. So it seems like comps are always going to be around, even if Cathay isn't really the issue. You know what I mean? Like Cathay is an issue right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's all popped out because of Cathay, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No. There's clearly other issues and other builds that are quite, you know.
Because I mean, what's the point of the comp? I guess. What are we actually aiming to achieve 100%. With comp?
Yep. What? Yeah. Like, what do you think?
That's the start of the conversation, isn't it? Like, because a lot of it, talk about refreshing the meta and that type of thing. But hypothetically, what's wrong with playing with no comp?
I think so. My take on it, and it's obviously you guys probably get this as well, is it's giving everyone hopefully a level playing field. Like what you don't want to see, I think, is you look at it and go, Tomb Kings, Bretts, Cathay are at the top all the time. If you don't take them, you're severely limiting your chances of podium type thing, and that's what you don't want to see. So it's. And I think I didn't even watch the Squarebase video, but I'm assuming they would do this because I've heard Val talk about this a lot. Is comp, you don't want to like nerf bat people as much as you want to bring other people up a bit. You want to like give people more flexibility and more options to bring more different lists and stuff. So I feel like that's one of the primary goals of it.
I agree. And I think it's also like some of the armies feel like if they're uncomped, even those ones that are very powerful, you have to play them in a very specific list or archetype for them to dominate as well. So you almost end up being pushed into a corner in terms of how you can even build a list if you want to play it like that. So not only does it help to equalize things, but I also feel like it helps even the more powerful armies, it helps to open up more options for them as well, just to play with more diversity. Should be one of the goals as well. But in a way, weirdly, comp, even though it's seen as something that could be limiting, actually the outcome should be that it creates more diversity, which is such a crazy way.
I know what you mean. It's like why are you bringing the nerf bat and stuff? But you're not really. You're actually opening up your playbook. You're opening up your more toys to play with. So I think most people
unsolving the game.
And I think that's just the reality of something that sits around for 3 or 4 years, and now with the internet, like. Years ago, it takes ages to solve stuff, but these days, doesn't even things just go to a local maxima. Like they're not even a local minima, or it's called. Like they might not even be the best, but because someone says it is, suddenly it is the best, and the internet just goes crazy, and then that's the list. And like until someone decides, oh, hang on, you know what, this other thing's actually sort of better, or whatever. But if you didn't have the internet like that, or silly ranking sites that shared all that information. It probably would take a little longer to get around than what it does now. So it's probably just natural. Oh, we got comment, man. I cannot keep up with all these comments.
This comments are crazy. You
go I
think even in just the months since Castle Assault, I feel like the winds have changed a lot. Like Castle was back in August. That was only like 2 months ago. That was fairly fresh after 1.5 came out. There wasn't much, like everyone was still readjusting to the meta. But 2 months, as you say, like I think I agree, this is happening much more quickly than it used to. The way all this word spreads and everyone sort of crowd thinks and just solves the problems. Suddenly, we're in the field where suddenly we're getting all this huge amounts of comp coming through now because there are certain armies that are really dominating. Cathay,
and it is good. Like for me, I think with comp, putting that aside, but it's refreshing and it is good. I think when you see armies that do quite well, when they are up against tougher armies. So every now and again, you just get somebody who's a really good player, and that's kind of what you want to shine out of the game. Someone's like a great player; they're not taking advantage of, a shitty rule set. Well, it's not a shitty rule set, but it's obviously it hasn't been designed to be a super tournament comp rule set. Like they didn't spend countless hours going through and just trying to make everything as even as possible. Like as we know, GW tends to throw these things out a bit. So it is good to be able to sort of like rein that back in and say, oh well, you can win by being a good player, not necessarily like you have to just bring this stupid medalist. And it's not an auto win, but it definitely.
Well, when you put that in the hands of a good player, it almost starts becoming auto win. Yeah,
exactly. Well,
and I think depending on, and I think the other reason why this stuff pops up, and it's generally quite regional, like that's why you end up with lots of it. The Swedish ones, whatever. It's like we're playing in a very niched, like it's tiny. We're still very tiny. Like at the end of the day, even in the UK, if you go around your area, I would assume it's the same, almost the same people rocking up to most of the tournaments in a 6-month period. You know what I mean? Like at least there's a batch of them that are the same. And so if you don't have some form of changing what happens, everyone's going to start, it gets pretty bland after a while. Like if you knew that you just had to bring 5 balloons and all that sort of stuff, everyone would just eventually, it almost like starts feeling like you'd end up playing chess because everyone end up with the same list. And then, there'd still be winners and losers, but it'd be a bit.
Just brings Cathay the same list.
Yeah. Well, it's just funny.
It's
I do
true.
find
That is the ultimate end of no comp, isn't it? Everyone just gravitates to the most powerful thing.
Like, not to point fingers, but like last week I was looking through the wins, especially just because the UK have so many. It's, and I go down and I look at, you see the names pop out, and it's so funny. Like, what was it? I think Russ Field from who's it? Facehammer. He's now got a Cathay. Chris Cousins obviously playing Cathay. I think Ed took Wild Herd, which is one of the other good big ones. Obviously Pash has gone Kingdom of Britannia and Cathay the last couple of weeks. So it's like these good players, and then they gravitate to the good factions as well. And if it was not that, they always just fall back to Warriors of Chaos. So I'm pointing fingers there, but deliberately that they're good players, but they're also like, why wouldn't you pick a good army? It's like
talking to you.
Take Skaven.
It's
kind of funny. And then in our meta, we've got like lots of vampire players all of a sudden. They still play vampires. So,
yes.
There's never been so many Bretonian players before.
Bretonian's
always been a sort of a niche faction, It's become one of the most
there was that one Pash went to Bugman's Brewhouse Bash or whatever. I watched Pash Hammer did a list review, and I think the first 6 lists they were going through were like Bretonian exiles. That it's just like God, it's funny.
It wasn't a launch box, but I don't think that was a huge factor. Like, I don't know how many people actually went out and bought the launch box. I know obviously
Cathay, you mean?
Like,
you mean
when it comes to like Bretonians, when you're talking about like Bretonians too.
I think that
it's a good point. I know. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. They do tend, like, launch box armies tend to be a little bit more popular just because they're more available.
That's true. Yeah.
Keep going. I was going to have a question that changes the subject slightly.
Nah, do it, man. Change it.
Okay, all right. Because I was wondering one other thing: how much responsibility does comp have in terms of not only trying to sort of balance armies and open up sort of diversity, but also trying to limit sort of unfun or non-interactive
like avoidance.
Like, how much responsibility or how much should comp try to limit that? You know what I mean? Like, is that actually?
I feel like it's a step down. I don't think it's the primary reason, because I feel I don't know. I think it's
not necessarily I'm not necessarily pointing at avoidance specifically, but not interact. Like, that can be gun lines as well. That can be a few different ways of doing it, or just armies that just prevent your own troops from moving. Lots of different things that can feel bad. Should that be? How much of a consideration for comp should that be?
I think it should be, but I still think it's more looking at, is that the only list that people take? So that's the one we want to knock down. Because some armies, I don't know, like I feel like, like Wood Elves in 8th were sort of a good player did play him avoidance, but it's sort of what you want. That they're supposed to be like that. But as long as they're not like crazy, sit back and just take everything off the table, then it's not a problem. Then it's an avoidance. And dwarves are supposed to be sit back and shoot you with friggin' cannons and shit. So it's like, at some point, to me, it's not so much about the archetype of everything's got to be balanced. It's just as long as it's not over the top.
Yep. And because if it's over the top, then you're getting shot off the table, and you can't actually have the opportunity to do anything about that. I guess that's true. So if it's balanced, the theory is that you should have a way of replying to that or dealing with it in some way, and still feel competitive to some extent.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So I mean, we're covering why you're even doing it. Is there any other reasons, or you want to sort of go on what you think makes good comp?
I think that's most of the reasons. Yeah. No, I think we covered why.
Yeah. And I think like the primary reason is sort of hand in hand with what Josh is kind of saying to a certain degree as well. Like for new players and things, it's not always the best introduction getting steamrolled by these ridiculous lists and getting 20-0'd for 3 games in a row. It can turn people off the game quite quickly, at least in a competitive setting.
Yeah, you can get steamrolled once the first game, but if you just get steamrolled all 3 games the whole day, and you just like go home like, what the fuck? What the hell is that?
Yeah,
this game sucks.
It's a shit house.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is going to come up in hobby, Andrew. Andrew, can you explain in detail how to take apart a 3D printed hot end assembly? What the hell is this?
I have no idea what that means.
It's a whole other world,
isn't it?
Is this FDM printing?
Hot
This
end
banned on this
Yeah,
channel?
it is. It is. But yeah, no.
Resin.
That's
or
got to
nothing.
be. Surely, it's got to be Alex.
Oh, Brad Graham. I haven't seen you, mate. Welcome. He said, my experience at my last tourney. I'm sure what you were talking about.
Okay.
Hopefully that wasn't your first one. Yeah.
I get my wooden spoon down if you want to.
Not Matt. Did you get not Matt's cover? He said, I think people who don't like comp should play against a bunch of Cathay players at their next tourney. Oh, Cathay. You know what I got cheap on the weekend off Facebook and just went and picked it up off a guy in Newcastle. Another Cathay battalion box. So, I'm not getting on the Cathay bandwagon. I just bought another Cathay battalion box.
That's for the next giveaway, right? That's the plan.
No, well, I need more horses, and everyone's got to have 3 cannons, don't you?
Oh my God.
That's it.
This is where we rip it into Cathay. Don't worry, by the time I get it painted, everyone.
We are literally
riffing.
We're talking about they're banning them, they're ridiculous, we're going to comp them out.
Look at all these balloons.
This one's going to buy a 3rd cannon and it's got a shelf of balloons.
No, I don't reckon I could get through more than 2 balloons. I reckon it would destroy me. So
yeah.
Anyway, we'll get onto that in hobby. Cool. So anyway, well, let's just get it and share, guys. Any in the chat, like, keep it coming. What you guys think? But like, assuming like I actually don't mind comp. Quickly, let's just circle. I don't mind out of the book, but also don't mind comp. Like, I like the flexibility and the creativity it comes with. So is that your guys' take? Let's to reiterate. I think, Andrew, you're more of a out of the book type person, but none of you guys hate comp or love comp to that point where it has to. I'm not going to play if it's not comp. Like, we don't feel like we just play whatever the next tournament is.
I mean, yes, there are certain tournaments I will go to regardless, but fortunately, most of the time those tournaments do have, like, Castle Assault's pretty well known for having usually a fairly rigid level of comp, or at least fairly good soft comp, I suppose, if they don't have a comp system. But no, I'm probably more inclined to pick and choose a bit depending on the comp that's there.
Okay. Right, yeah.
Question: have either of you ever been to a shit tournament due to the comp?
No.
I've never had a problem because everyone's on like the same playing field. So for me, it's like we had 25% characters allowance at was that Winter Warfare?
Usually it is, yeah.
Usually. And I didn't mind that at all. It was like a fresh change.
Oh, that wasn't the one. Yeah, that's the one you were. I was just thinking it wasn't 25%.
Yeah.
But then you're talking about the one before. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think comp's fine.
I mean, obviously, like with that person, so I don't know what they actually had, but if you did get wiped off the board 3 times with Cathay or something, I can imagine that'd be a bit. But I don't know. Like, I'd hate that for a new person. I could understand that would suck if that happened to me. I'd probably LOL a bit that's Cathay, and I'd be like, yeah, okay, it probably does need comping, but I don't think it'll wreck my day. It'd be more like, wow, this is, I don't know, I'd almost want to experience it. You know what I mean? But that's just, I don't know, that's individual.
Yeah, yeah. But you've never had a shit time due to comp being there at all? No.
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh, sorry, I'm probably talking about the other way if comp wasn't there.
Yeah.
No, neither, really. Yeah. Yeah.
What about thinking back further? Like, what about back in 8th Ed? Like, did you guys ever play with the Swiss comp system in 8th Ed?
Yeah.
No.
How did you find that onerous? Did you enjoy making lists?
Oh, it's a little onerous, but I like
having two sets of point values to balance and stuff.
Yeah, it's annoying, but it's not like adding up, because you're not adding up like another set of points. Like it's not like thousands of points, and you're just really just taking numbers off a thing. Yeah, but it was like small handfuls of number that went down, so it wasn't that crazy. It was annoying. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, because when you're building a list, suddenly you're like, oh, I'll take this out to put this in, and then maybe try to get that, and then whoops, so that's also costing this much in Swiss.
Yeah, I felt like what I generally would do. We'll get to that actually. I'll leave it because there is a Swiss type comp we can cover a little bit. For those who don't know.
Yeah, sorry, a bit of attention.
That's okay. But in terms, it's a good segue to what makes good comp. I have my first one is it's actually simple to work out, because that is a major thing. If it's too over the top, which is your point.
Yeah. I mean, to the question, I've never seen comp ruin an event, but I think there are certainly comps that are better than other comps, I guess. I think that's totally worth discussion about how a comp should be designed and the best way. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Well, I mean and that's where we start. Like, I think they've got to be as simple as possible. I think most of them do try to keep it simple, but at the end of the day, that's the problem. If it's too simple, it doesn't do its job. If it's too complex, you just might as well repoint everything, because that's the other option. You just repoint it yourself.
True, I guess that's the natural extreme. You literally, just okay.
It's so funny because we didn't get into that. Like the reason why people find this is because they
upper level.
They don't really take. They don't really want to adjust the rules. And what happened to my video camera? I've got like fucking orange.
Yeah, well, it's going on. I was trying to.
That comes another question.
I don't know what's happening. No idea. Yep. I had a bad orange. I look like Trump.
I thought that. I'm like, it's got a filter up or something. It's very tan.
This occasionally does it. I don't know. Keep talking and I'll try and.
I was going to say, so that comes to the question, can repointing fix all of the problems with a game or with the factions? Like,
technically, that's the whole reason for having points. Is rules maybe would have to be adjusted a little bit, but I guess then you could still change the points. So that technically you could argue yes.
If you point it high enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, it is funny, isn't it, that like we don't want to touch rules, and then we do touch the occasional rule. Like saying, well, it's not so much changing a rule. Most of the time, it's more of a fact. Like, it's like, no, the cannons don't stack, for example, in Cathay. It's not because the rules say they do. It's just that they don't say they don't. So then we make a decision to comp it, and that's all acceptable. But if you change the points, generally it's not. Like, change the points of all the units I'm talking about, not the points of the actual game. So it is funny how comp ends up being... Because what's ironic, if you change the points individually, that's actually technically simpler, because most people use old world builder and new recruit and stuff. But if everyone just went, balloons are now 220 points, it'd take less than a day to have it in, and you wouldn't have to think about it.
You're absolutely right. I mean, putting aside the whole, there's no way everyone's going to come to a decision about how many points things should be. Would just be uproar. But putting that aside, if you did it hypothetically, that's actually very easy to do. Because the thing about that kind of comp is really the comp should be before you're actually at the tournament almost. Like, it should all be done in list building and what's coming on the table. But once it's on the table, hopefully you're all talking the same language in terms of just how to play the game. and it shouldn't really involve the comp system at all at that point. So I guess that's what you mean. Why we're not changing rules, we're just changing points or how to construct your army.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
To keep the
it's just there's just a bit of an observation of sort of what we do. But yeah, in any case, I think that's sort of. So we're going to cover just. We're on a bit of a. We're
gone there. We're half an hour in, but we haven't got there yet. We're going to get there soon.
Those four sort of. We want to skim through four of the comps. Some are easier than others, and we're just trying to go through what we think is what makes a good or bad comp. So we had simple. We already brought up this idea that. Hopefully it sort of brings people, the lower armies up a little bit, or the lower armies of infamy up, and doesn't nerf. It's not just always just going out with a bat. It's not going, oh, those three things are good, so bang, 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 hit them like a, that circus show where you hit, what's it called? Whack-a-mole, whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think it is that whack-a-mole.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind a bit of whack-a-mole. You've got to have a bit of whacking in there.
Yeah, but if you can avoid it as much as possible and bring other stuff up, you're automatically whacking it in a different way. If you know what I mean, you're letting other people bring other stuff to counter it. So that's and then you're not taking people's toys away. You're actually bringing toys into the equation, because you're going, oh crap, I can bring that army now. My demons are sitting on the shelf. I can bring them because they're good. Maybe they can take on balloons better than what other people can. Whatever it is, So I think that's. The preference. I'm not saying you do all the time, but that would be sort of it. I also do think it should be easy for the army builder tech. It's 2025 now, and people use that 99% of the time. That'd be nice if it wasn't too complex, where, or it was worked into the army builders, so then it was easy to go click.
I just select your comp.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. Yes, of course. Like, that would make it so much better. Like, I don't think we've ever had this before, where the vast majority of the community is using the same army builder.
Well,
and that's just browser based.
Free, technically, but
well,
between new recruit and old world builder.
Yeah, but who's
mate,
I feel like it's mainly army builder. Or the browser one anyway.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be so easy to have a, like, they added the match play guide stuff in.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They've already got a comp.
Renegades in a lot of them as well, which is kind of a type of comp. I think that's in a lot of the builders, if not every builder.
Yeah,
it's amazing how well Renegades has been accepted now. Like, even looking through these comps, all the comps are based now on assumption that Renegades is in effect, which is great. Which is just great for community consistency.
100%. Yeah.
Which is what you want in comp, like you said. Yeah.
Well, you just brought up my other point that a good comp is, it's either global or it's regional / accepted. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's what's good about. You can have all the little tournaments with their own little things. I don't mind that. But if you're actually getting into the discussion of, comp, I think that's what happened with 8th. It did settle down into, every year is probably different, but it did settle a lot into like Swedish, or now I can't remember the other one. That was mainly there. What the hell was it? I know after it died, there was Tally comp. That was after it. What was the other one? It was just ETC. Did they have their own? I'm getting it wrong. Maybe it was
maybe
ETC.
City did have a separate one to Swedish.
Duck, and he's on. He can tell us.
And then there was also, I think there was like a soft comp panel judge where you'd actually get a score out of 10 based on the panel's voting. Like, you'd have a whole crazy situation.
Yeah.
All these different ways of doing it.
Yeah. So I just think, I mean, that's sort of, I think, so like they should be simple, bringing the lower armies up ideally, letting you use more of your toys. I sort of had creative list writing, but that's related to that. Like, it's sort of what you said, Josh, about it's actually expanding your it's increasing the internal balance of armies as well. So that way you got more things in your army list. And then easy to army build and on old world rankings too. That'd be good. I just put points limits in, and now bloody Val doing their comp with multiple points per army in one tournament. You're like, damn it. But anyway, we'll go on to that in a minute. So they're the things I'd probably look at, but there we can jump into the comps. But before we did, I just had one other point, which is to do with comps, and no one really brings this up, is related to rankings in a way because it probably would need that, but I didn't bring it up because of that. Is why don't we comp players? Why have we gone like when you play golf or you play tennis or you play whatever, you don't change the fucking rules of the game. What you do is you comp the player. Why don't we comp the players sometimes?
Is this where you do like a role switch up where you go, all right, guys, the whole point of the old world ranking system was actually so now I can institute a compulsory handicap for everyone who now goes to from now on. Suckers.
The old switcheroo.
yeah. But I don't know. Is that something, because that would be interesting, I think. And I don't know. I reckon if that was, I'm not saying we'd ever be able to do it because you'd have to have that consistency over the whole thing. But
we do have
I don't think top players, I reckon most top players would 100% be in for that if everyone knew what those numbers were, because that's the challenge. They want that, they don't. But imagine if we had a database of stats very good for this info. I know, yeah. But yeah, that'd be funny. Actor has minus 1,000 points per game. Yeah, that's right.
That's it. And it'd still win.
Yeah.
Did Actor just call himself Usain Bolt, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. There's too many chats on there. So
add weights to Usain Bolt when he runs was his reply.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about physicalness here. This is not a physical thing, but anyway, fair enough. Let's get on.
No, it's the same sort of metaphor, though. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then in the Melbourne, like in horse racing, they definitely add weights. Anyway, we're not betting on people winning tournaments here. We're not talking about.
So we're going to cover just 4 of them and get people's opinions. So, and I will admit, I have not listened. I know Squarebase did obviously their chat the other day. Is did Passion Chris do the Aussie rules one, or did that just turn up? I just saw it on like the Facebook groups. Did they do anything about the Aussie comp?
I haven't seen it, but I have seen the previous ones where they're like having a little chat through them. So I wouldn't be surprised if one is.
Sorry if I missed it. That's all.
Already out. Yeah.
I didn't. Haven't been YouTubing as much, unfortunately. But yeah, with Squarebase, this qualifies for my simple case, really, in that what they've decided to do, and guys, I haven't watched the video, so I'm going to be making assumptions here. Maybe you guys did. Is actually just tier them instead down to the sub-faction level, and then obviously just use mostly points. Now, I believe they did do 2. Was it 2 things? Did they max out balloons to 2 and then something else? I might be wrong. It was in our notes. I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, max 500 points on any given unit. Is that including characters? Probably.
No, I think they can get added in, can't they? Sorry,
I mean like 500 points for a character, for example.
Sorry.
Yeah. So they and did they talk about like how often they'd update this?
They're getting feelers out because I think Val came out and he was like saying, "Oh, it's been Canadian Thanksgiving or something, so he needs more time to get back to everyone." So obviously they're asking for a lot of community feedback to try and tweak it.
Right, okay, before it sort of goes out of the beta. Yeah, gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, and we can talk about it at the end, but obviously there is some glaring issues from the community.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, okay, cool. Anyway, so we'll just run through it quickly. So basically, and this obviously going off a standard 2,000 point game, obviously that's one thing here. But it's an example here, isn't it? It is just, if you do lower ones, do you get 200 points different each one? Let's not get into that. Let's just pretend it's 2,000 points. So we've got the A tier, and then you got 200 points extra for a B tier. So you get extra points, 2,400 points, an extra 400 if you're in the C tier, 600 points if you're in the D tier. But that's it. Apart from no 2 balloons, you can crank out your army builder, do it. Problem is, if you submit that into old world rankings, it's going to screw up my AI analysis, because if you submit a blood herd list first, it's going to think the tournament's 2,600 points. But anyway, I'll have to try and fix that. But yeah,
what a headache.
Fucking annoying. But I do, this totally fits into my thing of being as simple, like extra points, done. What do you guys think overall? Apart from like, don't go into the detail of this faction should be in B tier and stuff. Like, who cares about that? But
no, I don't care about that bit.
Yeah.
I think it's going to create more problems than what it's fixing.
Okay.
You're just going to be chasing your tail. You got more points. You're going to be rebalancing. It's just, I don't know. It seems too much work. It's too out there.
Yeah.
I think it misses one of the major elements of what comp should be doing, which is not just the external balance, but the internal balance. What lists you can build and that type of thing.
Cool. So we should have tiered up the different categories in a matrix and then put it where it was. Because I think for simplicity, easy.
Oh, that would be great. Literally do a tier list of
the different features of the comp. Yeah, that would have been good, but too much fucking around. I agree. That's a really good point. It doesn't really help the internal balance at all. I guess in some sense you could argue it slightly does at the lower one because you just bring more shit, which might help that. But, if it just means you spam the same thing because it's technically good, but you couldn't fit it in, maybe it doesn't,
No, I'm actually thinking more about the top lists. Like they are just stuck in their overpowered build. And they can't actually do anything else. That's for me, that's a major problem.
See, that's why you're a vet. You're smart. 100%. Yeah, totally. I see what you mean.
So are you saying, Josh, because you've only got 2,000 points, you're almost forced to take the hardest list possible to make you competitive against the 2,600 Seaguard Garrison?
I reckon Trollhorde. I was going to ask
that. But yes, that is my point. That's exactly what. Because these stats are based on the hardest lists available, and so it's doing nothing for that.
Yeah, it's trying to bring. I don't know. Is it bottom or it's sort of bottom up or top down economics? It's something like that, where it's like the top doesn't. It's not changing. It's just expecting all the bottoms to just come up. It's because I gave you more stuff, but technically
it does.
Sometimes you've got to nerf the
it
top
certainly
ones,
encourages. It certainly encourages people to play those lower ones, not just get extra points, but it gives you so many more options. And imagine the lists you could build with some of those things. It's a whole new puzzle to solve out of nowhere. So that is kind of cool for the lower tier ones. But maybe I just feel annoyed because the main army is on the top.
Yeah. With this one, is there something like where does your brain like? Which faction do you like? So I feel like you'd automatically go down to the D tier and go, okay, which one of them can I take? Because now I've got an extra 600 points.
Oh, if I was going to take one, I would absolutely take Orion's Wild Hunt because it's a fun theme list that I'd want to run anyway. And so I was going to run it with the 600 points. Andrew, is this going to make you run Seaguard or not? Or slay a host or Seaguard?
Nah, but there's glaring issues you can see. Like, look, hats off. Anyone wants to put effort into this? Like, I reckon it's good. People putting effort in, starting conversations. But I mean, like you're talking about that internal balance. Like, I mean, you're still seeing stuff that I just don't think it's going to work.
Well, see, I went straight to Trollhorde and I went, that'd be cool. Like, how many 5-up re-rollables can I make now with more trolls on the board? Problem is, if I played your Seaguard, we've both got 2,600 points, do we? So what's the difference? I don't know. It feels like it's almost like I surely get them when I play the big armies. I don't know. Is that an issue that like it's sort of based around extra points because you're playing the hard armies? But what happens if you're playing, into band or just C versus a D? Does it really? I don't know. I don't know if it 100% would solve those issues, but it might.
And how long are your games going for now? You got like 2,600 points. The game length's going to it's just there's
that's a good point though, because I don't care about I think it was was it Swedish or I can't. Some of them were like point stuff, but then they did throw out the extra 200 points occasionally on some of the real bad armies in 8th. Like they used to do that a little bit, where it's like, if you're playing that, you get 20. Like that was okay, but if you got 4 levels of it, maybe it's just a bit too many points. Like 600 points, big difference. Yeah. Anyway, cool. That's one of them.
It
then we had.
It does speak to how generally unbalance the game would be if that's the extent of, because if I go back up, so Actor actually put in the square base chart, mimics something we did back in 7th and 8th and did have some success with it. I would imagine that would have been a much more minor level of, adding points, whereas this looks like to balance out these lists, like they're so unbalanced, having to add 600 points, that's
it's just the armies of infamy, isn't it? It's cool, but and this is a whole different discussion about competitiveness versus, I think a lot of these armies of infamy are there for the
that and Lizardmen, Skaven, and Demons, but that's
Did you ever see
factions, but go on.
Oh yeah, but they're not really. They're all just cores. They're not. If you got rid of the non-renegade legacies and just let the renegades up there, and then just put the main factions, it might be a bit easier to balance. Almost like, should we just ban in a competitive level? Is there an option to just say we just take grand armies and renegades, and just take it back to the main armies? You know what I mean? Because the other ones are they become so hard to balance because there's so many of them, and then plus some of them are crap. So I'm just wondering if that's an option. Here I am just gutting stuff out of the books.
I want to play with all my toys. Thank you, Gomer. I don't only play with half.
All right.
Next one. I'll go to this complex one because we're not going to go through the whole thing. And I did bring it up the other day. But this is effectively, I guess it's effectively the Swedish comp, but selection point comp, which is, it's a bit different to what it used to be, but it was basically, it's this second level of points. And before the tournament, they actually set if it's going to be really soft lists or really hard lists are allowed. And that determines basically a number between 10 and 20, and that's how many points you have to spend. So soft lists, you've only got 10 points to spend. Hard lists are 20. So obviously you can take more stuff. And every time you take a certain thing, it minuses off that. And then that minus differential also goes into the fact of like victory points. You can use that as well. So if you play, if yours is a 0 versus a 5, then you might also get some benefits, that type of thing.
Right. Okay, I missed that.
You could do that as well. Actually. I don't know if they do that all the time.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, I was wondering what happens if you didn't use up all your points, but okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they cover that in this, but that's generally what you would do with these things. But then obviously,
I guess that's usually, it used to be.
Yeah. And then they have to go through every army list, obviously, and then they've got to like give you the stuff. So like level 3 wizard in a grey beastman list is -2, level 4 is -1, all that sort of stuff. So you do have that. Like, we're not going to go through all these because obviously every faction.
It's just the concept. Yeah.
But so the idea being
points. Did you? Sorry, I don't know if you said that at the start. That you start off with a points allocation, be it like, for example, 10 or 20 points.
Yeah. Well, and
sorry,
Yeah. So I think the TO would set that. So you could do a 15, for example. So it's just they're just saying that they've rated it around. If you give everyone 20, it's going to still be pretty hard list. So if you went, I don't know, if you went and looked at Vamps, you can probably still get like, I don't know, you might be able to get 4 screams in a 20. You might be able to get 4 screams in a massive Graveguard block still. I don't know. I haven't looked at it, but with 10, you wouldn't be able to do it because it might be -4 for every scream or whatever it is, that type of thing.
So, some of them compound as well, which I've noticed as well, which is, I thought, really
I think it's a beautiful way of doing it. I agree.
So you can have one, and then if you take another one, there's like an even bigger penalty.
Yeah. And yes, it's an extra and this is on the other end of the simplicity fact. It's like not simple at all in a way. But I remember building Swedish comp ones, and I felt like what you'd end up doing is you'd go, I want to build my list. You'd look at these things first and go, yeah, I'd really want to take this, this, and this. And then you'd work out your Swedish thing first. And you'd know what you have to take. And then you could take anything else that didn't add to that. You know what I mean? Like you could almost, so it was sort of complex, but sort of not. It was only in that last bit if you're like really like toggling between, I really need to put that in, but if I do, it drops me by 2. Like that. That's the annoying thing. And obviously marking this as a TO freaking out. Yeah. Annoying as all shit as well.
Yeah. I mean, again, it is automatable, I guess, because there's so many different little conditions and extra, as I say, Andrew, there is that compounding thing. If you take there's some of them if you take like a second balloon or a third balloon, like there's additive extra points on top of that, which does get really complicated maths. But if it was automated, it would actually.
Oh yeah, any of these would. I mean, that just factors the. I mean, technically they could, and that would go back to our point of if something's settled down to be fairly much agreed, and something like this could be if it became the standard for WTC or something like that, then that would just push it over the edge, and then the army builders would probably put it in. And I think when you get to that level, it just snowballs, and then it's not a problem to have it. And until then, pain in the ass. So,
I mean, it is very granular. Like, so it takes some assessment of each specific item in each different unit and across the armies, so it's quite intricate in that regard compared to some of the other comps that we have coming up. And even the square-based one, like this is probably the one that's most down to the details of each army list. And I must admit, when I first saw it, before I started reading how it worked, my eyes glazed over. I was like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
This is a book.
It's a lot.
It's 33 pages.
Yeah. I think if you got your head around it, and if it did get adopted, it wouldn't be too bad. And it was in army builders and things. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, it is.
The cool thing about something like this is you're able to really tune, like going back, and I almost picked the two that are polar opposites, like the square base one. Very hard to tune one thing to say, oh, well, apart from they've had to had exceptions on to say you can't take more than 2 balloons, you know what I mean? Whereas these guys can go in and just go, oh, fuck, yeah, that's stupid what they just added, or whatever it is. We'll just plonk that little, we'll change that point.
Can you go to the balloon? I'm just interested to see how many points it would be to pick up the balloons, just as a fun little example.
Yeah, probably should start with that.
The balloons do have a number of.
Where are we? Mounted on flying large target, second non-consecutive save. Yes, it gets pretty confusing. Each of the same unit after the third -2. So that's if you start obviously comping.
Right,
Is
okay.
it just
I think most of the lists have
balloons?
that. Where's the straight balloons on here?
No, so not really. It's all compounding. So it's actually kind of a pain. So each large target after the second, -1.
Okay.
So if you take 2 balloons, you're at -1, but that's it. But then if you put someone on it, the second one you've got to take with non.
Yeah, but you've also got magistrates of Grand Cathay on lanterns as well.
Yes.
John's saying scroll down. Maybe it's on the next page.
Is there another page?
Oh, right. There you go. Units.
There we
go. Thank you. So you got to do that as well. So there you go. So you've got.
Oh, okay. So you've got all those little
Thanks,
bits.
John.
And then you've got to add this.
2. So just
-2
2.
for
Let's just do this simply. If I just take 2
go for it.
rare sky lanterns, what's that? -2 and -2, -4, -7. Oh, so yeah, 7.
Yeah,
or is that
-2
and then after the first is minus? So mainly -5. Is that how you do it?
And then
yes, you don't add it.
-2 for the first one, then -5 for the second one. So it is -7 in total.
Oh, it is it? That's why I was wondering. Do you?
Well, yeah, because after the second, it says. Oh, yeah, because
after the second,
it then goes to -2. So I think it's additional. So it just keeps. So it's.
Yeah, so that's -7 straight up.
5.
But then if you come back
here,
here,
it's -7.
Oh, that's characters. That's what was confusing. But then each large target after the second is minus.
So
it's large target, isn't it?
This has to be automated. This is
and John's saying so if they got bombs and
how many people are getting this wrong? Oh, the bombs as well.
Oh yeah, the bombs.
We missed the bombs. Yeah. So each guy having a bomb is -1. So if you had 2 Skylands with bombs. Wait, so that'd be -3 for the first one,
-9?
and then hold on. So then the second one is -6 as well. But then what was the thing about the large target? Was that additional -1?
Second, -1 up for each
after
large
the
target.
First?
After the second.
Oh, the second. Oh, okay.
Sorry, after
the
second. So
yeah, it's
2 with 2 bombs. That's 6 and 3. It's 9. Yeah.
Can't do maths.
-9.
-9. So on a hard list, soft list, that's all you can take, and the rest. Then you have to avoid pretty much everything else. You can't even take a Grand Cannon. Then you can't take. You can take fire. You can take 1 fire rocket battery, but with maybe one ogre loader, and that's it. And then you can't take anything else
Yeah.
to get under on a 10.
Which is
If you took 2
kind of
balloons.
cool. I gotta
Yeah.
say, like the outcome of that complicated maths is actually quite a cool going on in the background. I just don't want to do the maths myself.
Yeah.
Let's quickly do. I'm going to jump quickly to Aussie Comp, our favorite. And Pash is actually. I just saw his right there, so we better touch these because this one's actually quite simple too, and it's actually probably got simpler as the games settled in, which is cool because I think their first one slightly. They had a few more faction stuff, different.
Yeah, they had a few of them.
Yeah. So now they've got. So this has stayed fairly much the same. So no more than 33% of your points rounded up can be spent on characters. No more than 33% can be fly. No more than 25% of your points rounded up can be in a single unit, and no more than it's the one I hate. Sorry, Pash is no more than 25% of the unit rounded up in a single unit. Only because you got to work that out. And I know we just went through the whole Aussie SPC system, but man, sometimes calculating your total unit strength is a pain in the ass as well. No duplication of magic items.
Does that
army?
Does your total unit strength get spat out by any of the army builders?
No, I've got a list. I've got a GitHub issue for Old World Builder that I was going to do, and I haven't done it. I was going to build it.
Caught me out.
Yeah.
I think caught a few people out that 25% of your total unit strength in a single unit. Just because a lot of the time you think, 25%. Just in a unit, as in like points wise, you just I don't know, you automatically just go to you don't go to actual unit strength.
Fundamentally, I'm not against the idea. It's just working it out's a pain in the ass. And then anyway, no duplication of magic items across the army, even if extremely common. No more than 2 each of War Machine. No more than 1 of each rare choice. Probably the most debatable is that one. I think people sort of go. On top of that, they did do this where they gave a 10% points buff for Dark Elves, Chaos Dwarves, Ogre Kingdoms, Wood Elves. But yeah, all those. I won't go through them. So that's the first time I think they've done that, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Sky Lanterns can't be taken as character mounts, so just straight no. Armor of Ages on the Bone Dragon can't do that. Ushapti can't be core if they've got great bows. And Vampires are 0 to 2 units with the Scream. And Graveguard taken as core can't take the Drakenhof banner.
That's some good
little
whacking there.
Yeah, but there's a few nerf bats right there.
Yeah, a bit of batting going on there, a bit of whack-a-mole.
Yeah. Still fairly easy to work out.
With some buffs too.
Yeah. For those, that's what they've added in. Yeah, for those lower ones. Yeah, that you don't see as much for sure. See, almost don't mind that. Oh, hang on. Sorry, there is 2 levels. Sorry, one's 10 and one's 15%. One that's just not bolded. Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, there's a whole other paragraph we skipped over.
Chaos is 15%.
Okay.
Sorry. It's just, formatting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I missed that. So they do have 2 levels of extra points buffs. And then their percentages, which make what's 15% of 2,000 points? Something.
What, 300
points. So it's not as buffed up as the square base, basically. But then they've got more of the actual individual comps. So
when you're telling someone to reduce their victory points by 15%, does that mean you have to times it by 0.85? Is that how you do it?
Yeah. Well, for the victory point things.
That's how you do the maths, right? Yeah, the victory point reduction. It's point.
Yep.
You go 0.85 or 0.9, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Pash is right. They did put it all on one page. Very true. Not even one page. Like if you get rid of your little things down here, it's less.
Yeah, the
2/3 of the page.
That is impressive, Bash. Yeah, and I must admit, it's nice the mixture of stuff. Like it's not just like there is some points buffs in there a little bit for the range of armies, but it's also in combination with a big restriction in flying and characters and stuff, which I feel like does rejig a lot of things. Like it just it's a whole different problem to solve.
And this is their best thing to me, because this is the thing that Games Workshop totally missed. Square Base don't fix it. the
I'm surprised.
the max 25% on a
change.
character doesn't fix it, all that stuff. Whereas this even comps, like, because the max 25% thing, whatever it is on a character, you know, when people say you can't spend more than 25% on a character, well, a character on a balloon is not that, so you can still spam your balloon characters. Whereas this is like, well, you can't, because you can only spend 33% all up. So I think that was one of their biggest hits from all their editions of this. And it's been the one that I've liked the most, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's good
for sure. And all in combination with the fly one too?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I mean, it's probably not as, I don't know. Probably. I think
it does help with peg spam and that type of thing, doesn't it? Like it helps with a few of the really.
I think was it Vamps? Which one was you, Andrew, that you just it sort of screws you around? But I can't remember. Was it Vamps? But then I guess they've got other issues. I mean, they've got other.
There's like, it's one of those things. Like, no comp setting is going to be perfect. The only issue I thought for Vamps is they got so many flyers, and some of them aren't that great. It really limits what lists you can start taking. Like, to me, it's not a big deal. But for that, it was just sort of like, as soon as you put a character or something on a dragon, it just like, or, you know, any sort of flying mount, and they got so many different, like, so much stuff flies in that book. It's crazy. So it really limits you in that book with what you can take. But outside of that, and you can see why they need to do it, because flying is still very strong. Like, it's just crazy strong. So but I have no sympathy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think
shut up, you dirty gameplay.
Like 33% still a fair bit. And it just feels like you just got to choose: do I want to throw it into my monsters flying, or do I just keep it for my characters? That type of thing, you know. So
it's just like, literally, like with all the mounts outside of a horse, they pretty much all have fly, or just, you know, without fly, you got sort of like hex rays, you got friggin' like giant bat swarm.
Yeah. So the only issue I have,
it'd be about 40% of the book flies.
Is these things. Maybe it's probably not with rare choice. I'm trying to think. But you know how sometimes, like, is it like, it's not in pump wagons, they're in rare and stuff like that. You sort of get screwed with that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It might be nice. And I can't remember on the top of my head, so I might be wrong there with pump wagons, but I wonder if you could enhance that a little bit, just go, you know, above 100 points. So whatever it is, above 100. If it's above that, only one rare. But if it's under, spam it as much as you want. Well, up to the normal rare slots you can do anyway. But that's nitpicky. I don't think anyone's gonna. You know, those aren't.
Well, some people are get annoyed by it.
But
I don't know. Yeah, I don't mind having number. I mean, the benefit of, I feel, the number one of rare choice is it almost forces you to be more diverse with what you build. You know,
because there's some cool rare stuff you don't see because you don't. You know,
because you just pick the best thing.
Necrosphinxes or whatever.
It forces more list diversity for sure. I'm on board with it. I don't know about that. Yeah, the 100-point thing. I mean, that seems like a complicated. You might end up if you start adding stuff like that, it'll go up over one page.
Yeah, that's it. I wouldn't.
You don't want to go over a page.
I mean, I reckon if you threw that into ChatGPT, it would reduce this down because I reckon there's a bit of duplication here. But anyway, that's just a bit of feedback. So.
Would you guys prefer, just like from me, I love the old Aussie comp. And then would you prefer to see something that doesn't have a points buff as part of comp, or you don't mind the points changes?
I feel like it might help people bring some of those armies. It irks me the wrong way. It just becomes a bit. I don't know. I don't even know what I don't like about the extra point stuff.
It's hard. It is hard. It's very hard. Like I don't know. I feel that, and 100%. Like these guys put in so much effort. So Pash man. To
be honest, there's something about this one where it's like two levels like that aren't a big deal. I think the square base one with 4, especially when you get up to 600 points. A bit of fun though. I mean, I'd love to like put a 2,600 point. It's probably your point too, Andrew. Like still 2,600 points starts getting pretty long game if someone else has only got 200 to 2,000. So Yeah, I don't know. It probably just has to be done because how else do you buff
Yeah, I think
those
it is.
small ones, you know?
Exactly. I think they've run out of ideas for how to buff those that set of like 10 lists, you know, like they've got their comp and it's like all those guys don't really benefit from it that much. That's the only other way of bringing them into the game. Also they have been making it all competitive. You know, from taking this approach of comp, you know, obviously
I probably would prefer, and it'd
doing
be cool if it
British.
came out this way through gameplay, because obviously a lot of people haven't played this, is if you only had one level of buffs and it was just those real bottom ones, and you hope that middle one is fixed because these nerf the top. Do you know what I mean? So like the middle stays how it is, the top gets nerfed down with these ones, and then you bring the real shitty ones up with just a small buff. That'd be my ideal. It might not be realistic though.
But like John's, sorry to interrupt. Like John said, the points buffs are only if you're not using the Renegade pack, right? So
okay. So John's the only one who actually reads the document, and we wait.
Wait, what?
I read this before. But I don't know how many people.
So it's not.
If you use Renegades, it's fine. But yeah, if you're not using Renegades, then you'd use that points.
Where does it say that? I totally did not see that.
But what about like Nomadic Wire and all that?
Is it right? Is it in the like the fine print at the bottom? The little contract.
That's how you got it on one page, because you went to like font 8.
Oh,
so that's 5. Oh, that's true.
He's used to sneaking stuff in.
Okay. Right. But what about?
I have one complaint about this comp. It is
Nomadic Wire is
very intricate.
Hang on. Is that the point buff they're talking about?
I think the number 5 is after the points buff heading. So does that mean that entire?
Yeah, but that's not Renegade. The Nomadic Wire, Roll Horde, Empire. Something doesn't ring right here. So.
You're right.
Blame Chris for that.
This whole comp is shit. Let's just throw it away.
Blame the Aussie. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Damn it, Chris. Just drag patches.
Anyway, I enjoyed Aussie. I think that was awesome when I played it.
I'm really confused by that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's cool. Then we're going to... Is Dave on? I haven't seen him. Have you seen him? Because he would have left a lot of narkies comments by now. Where is he? I don't think he's on tonight. How is he not? This is his comp, isn't it? Play all nice with our toys. Panwatt. It was posted on the Australian Discord by Dave Spears. He's one of our awesome patrons, one of the many Daves in Warhammer.
All right.
He's not on here. He posted it and he's running a tournament. I'm not sure if he's... Where is he?
He's just got on.
There he is. Perfect. Silver Dave. So he'll have to answer this. Did he actually write this?
Just time for us to
together or
true and honest feedback.
Lay into me. Okay, so this is I love the name. Panwatt. Play all nice with our toys. So system. I don't know where it fits in terms of the whole metric we were talking about with simplicity and not. We won't go through all the preamble. I'll leave these links.
There's a
somewhere.
fair bit.
Yeah. Interestingly, stuff like allies, mercenaries,
more than one page
allowed. Now, this is for a tournament he's got coming up, I think. So that's cool. Actual allies allowed, which is interesting.
That is
now, this is where it gets funny. So it's like a whole combination of stuff. Anyway, what is it? In addition to the specific Grand Army of Infantry composition list, are the following 10 conditions. So magic item, runic items, demonic gifts are limited to this. So if you're a Lord level, which we'll get into that in another page, you only get 2 items. And if you're any other, you get 1. If you're a mounted character, you can only have a ward or regen. You can't have both, unless it's built in, unless you've got both built in. Battle standard bearers can get an extra item because otherwise they'd only be able to have the 6ed version. Individual runes count as 1 item each. And items such as forest spirits, I'm just reading it out now, gifts of chaos night purchase.
No, you got to read it out.
So incantations are all items, but then it excludes things like chivalrous vows, elven honors, infamous origins, knightly orders, and marks of chaos. They're not items. You can take them.
Right.
Exclusion
Right, okay.
mundane item.
Fine.
So things like, and this is an example, Dwarf King can have up to 2 individual runes on his item, and that's it. And the thing can only have 1. So that's a big nerf.
That's a
Not
massive
only to
nerf.
magic, but yeah, there's some of those other ones that do stack up those combinations of tattoos, and stuff, especially dwarves. It's a huge nerf.
Yeah, because there's a lot of the
that's
synergies
stuff.
that. Yeah.
But also the magic stuff. You know, you think about the amount of times people take like Lore Familiar and something else, or that stuff like that. It's like, nah, you can't really do it. Oh, you could do it on a Lord level character, but then you don't have a ward save or whatever it is. So it's kind of interesting. Extreme common magic items are 0 to 1 choice, unless it's the single use ones in the main rulebook, like Power Scrolls, Dispel Scrolls, stuff like that. You can have up to 4 levels of wizardry per 1,000 army comp. There's a lot of
Right, a lot of writing. I think he's defining what power level bound spells are considered to be at.
Okay. Yeah.
And that type of thing.
Right,
So
that's
a 2,000 point army could have level 4 wizard, level 2 wizard, and a bound spell at power level 2 for a total of 8 levels of wizardry.
Yeah, okay, cool. Interesting.
Oh,
You can't spam that cafe one.
I'm feeling that Swedish complexity.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that, isn't it?
Into my brain. We're only at number 3 of 10.
Yeah. Lord level characters can only be selected once. It's almost like the Swedish comp one is like granular, but at sort of like only just picking out certain things, so you can sort of go down. Whereas this is like generic. It's like every magic item is counted here. That's how I think. Yeah. Lord level characters can only be selected once per full 1,500 army points allocation, and for each Lord level, you have to take a 1 non-Lord level. So it's interesting. And character mount choices can only be selected once per full 1,500 army allocation. So, for example, 2,000 allocation points, a royal peg mount can only be taken once. In a 3,000, they can be taken twice. And then non-characters. No non-character unit over unit strength 20, except for regular infantry units with only melee weapons.
Wait. Oh, sorry. The character mount thing excludes cavalry types that don't have the fly. Okay, I was going to say, can you only take one barded warhorse?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Sorry, yes. Go. Continue.
Regular infantry units with only melee weapons are up to unit strength 40. Because they're all unit strength 20, unless they're this. Regular infantry units required to have both melee and missile weapons are up to unit strength 30, and then heavy monstrous infantry, that is 1+ core with only melee weapons up to 30. Killing me, Dave. No non-character units over 400 points, including all upgrades of purchased items. And for each non-character unit with missile weapons shooting attack, you have to have 1 non-character unit that only has melee weapons. So you can't basically spam missile weapons.
Okay.
Just keep going here and we'll just get through it. Each core unit
just
be selected once per 1,000 army allocation. Excludes detachments.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That's a really random. So wait, so you only have up to 2 of one type of core unit? That is
it's like 2 night goblin units, for example. Okay. And then each special rare unit can only be selected a full 1,500 army point allocation. Geez, that's special and rare. Now, what's the exclusive that require a minimum?
Wait, there's a lot of exclusions here.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
wow. And then he's got the breakdown. We won't have to go through that.
Of, of what lords are, just defining lords.
And obviously, if you play probably makes sense.
Which is fine.
Yeah. Wow. Yes, so you're right. It's like a Swedishy thing, but sort of across the board. Like it's not looking at individuals. It's looking at the whole category and going, that you only get 2 of them.
Yeah. I just feel like it'd be very easy to miss something.
Oh, imagine marking.
Like, even if you're just really trying. Yeah. I would not look forward to markings.
I believe if you go down to the Sea Guard, Dave, he's put in, the old Sea Guard got the nerf bat in there with the old garrison commander being a ward level. Dave, what are you doing to me?
How many wounds has he got?
Sea Guard are too strong, are they? He's got a.
He's got 3 wounds?
Oh. I don't know. He's got 2. 2 wins, 3
really?
attacks.
Oh, okay.
He's a tweener. I don't know. This shit.
Wait,
That's what you got to know.
the pan what?
Yeah.
Revenge, Andrew. Revenge. he said.
I can still give him a charm shield, so he's all good.
Yeah. So that's yeah. To give Dave a shout out. So yeah, he's running this. I think it's November or something. I might be totally wrong then. Where he's
Yeah, it's up here.
November.
He dropped it in the comments. Ooh, where is it? On the 8th of November at Marrickville.
Yeah, cool.
So he's going to test it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, look, I mean, they're all aimed at the same thing. I mean, this is, I don't know where you put it into simplicity. It probably, on one hand, I feel like the Swedish might still be simpler because you're just looking at the one. So there's only certain things in the army list that trigger it, whereas this is like everything. Although,
yeah, there'd be stuff that you wouldn't expect, like the core limit, the special unit limit. Wait, so there's only one type of special unit per army kind of thing? Is that what it was? Can you get back down to 1500? Because it was the core was limited. One special,
rare only selected once per full 1500. Yeah, so basically you're only getting like one unit of whatever, you know, a sharp D in special, for example, for 1500 points. Yeah. Unless you have to take it like Tomb Scorpions. You have to take two.
Okay, all right.
Well, we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, that is I mean, it is obviously trying to nerf the crazy stuff. I feel like the magic item one is a nerf, but it's also easy to work out.
It's going to result in some very interesting looking armies. Why not?
Yeah.
Like it actually
very
be
Warhammer.
kind of a
Like
fun. Yeah, it'd be very Warhammer. Like once you get through the list building stage, which I wouldn't look forward to be quite honest. I think the armies on the table actually would look quite cool.
Makes the game go so much better.
Fun event to play.
You've passed the list building space.
I agree.
Yeah. You'll finally play.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want to do a final thoughts and like favorite comp?
Yep.
Or a hybrid?
I didn't plan for that, but yep, sounds good.
Did you want to hit it off, Gilbert?
I always do. Oh God, favorite. I'd probably have to go with Aussie just because it's simple and I love the 33%. I do have a nostalgia for the Swedish comp, and I know it's crazily hard to work out, but there's something I like the granularity level of it. It's just if it got accepted and it was widely used, especially when into Army Builder, I actually love it. But for simplicity, I'll take the one page. I reckon they could get it to half a page, actually, especially if Chris uses even more smaller fonts.
Yeah,
So
that's it.
you could almost get it painted around a base.
Yeah, the magnifying
Use
glass.
small enough brush. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. No, I think I've got similar thought, really, because I actually would. I think having got over the headlight deer feeling of looking at the Swedish comp, the more I read it, the more I was like, yeah, I think this is a good way to do it. But you're right. I would only want to do it if it was automated. I wouldn't want to do it manually. It's just too much of a headache. The Aussie would definitely be up there as well. With I don't know that it necessarily needs the point changes because it changes so much the dynamic of the game. Really.
for the Aussie comp one, even is it?
Yeah, for the Aussie comp. Even the Aussie comp. You know. Because it does come down a lot of the worst offenders, and some of the stuff they've specifically whacked on as well. I don't know. I think it will improve the whole feeling of the game, and sort of similar to Dave's comp, but in a much smaller page system. You'll end up with very Warhammery armies on the board, which is what you want.
Yeah. You know what's funny though? I wonder, like Pash just said, it's border encourages the lesser seen armies, to be honest. I wonder again, would TOs ever just do something blanket like it's not so much points, it's just victory points. Like you get 200 VP for bringing Skaven. Yeah, whatever it is, something like that. So you've still 2,000 points. Don't have to fuck around with any points. You just get more
pity points.
It's like getting it's like everyone gets a herdstone that you already have. I don't know, like something like that, where it just would
Sort
that
of like a
encourage
comp.
some people to bring it. It's like a
bonus,
handicap,
isn't
isn't it? Straight
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
that is actually-
Don't worry about points. It's just two. Yeah, well,
Mm.
there it goes. Yeah, John just said plus 2 BP per game. I think something like that might even end up being more. Just I don't know, just easier. Yeah. Then you
Yeah,
can
the
add-
problem with different points is if you go from different comp systems, or no, I guess if you still go, it's still the same problem. I'm trying to think, like you're building a different size army. I don't like. It's,
Yeah.
I think it'd be weird to go from one time where you're running 2200, and then another time when you're running 2000 on a different comp system. But I must admit, even if it wasn't the case, if you still go on a different comp system, you'd probably have to build a whole different army anyway. So maybe my point is kind of
yeah.
invalid.
I know what you mean, but yeah, there's no perfect things, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I think you're both on point there. It's sort of like I think simplicity is going to win out no matter what you want to do. But I think, yeah, definitely what Josh was saying with the Swedish and caves, you're going to end up with some really nice armies. But yeah, it's just there's a lot of work when it comes to actually list building. So yeah, like Josh said, if it's not automated, then it would be a bit. You'd be back and forth quite a bit.
I tried to throw this into some AI earlier, but it didn't really do anything good because it doesn't know enough about it yet. But I was trying. I brought up my idea the other day that maybe a force organization thing would actually solve some of the issues. And I feel like, but you could never do that unless it was built in too. So it's a little bit like, not so much Swedish, but a little bit like even what Dave's done a bit, where you've got to take, to do something else, you have to unlock something. I feel like that's something that would be cool to try in Old World, but like you wouldn't be able to do that unless Games Workshop did it, I think. And this is where I feel like we're all trying to do this, but let people bring more of their toys or things they wouldn't usually take because we're locking down the stuff they're spamming. It feels like spamming's a lot of the times the main issue.
Yeah.
If you get rid of the spamming, it's except for the overpowered one monster.
Spamming and stacking.
Yeah. Some of the issues. So. Anyway, cool. Oh, ZenFox is on too. They're away from the US.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, hands down to Dave and Pash because it's a lot of work doing this stuff. So, yeah, great contribution to the community.
Harry said, "Has AI met the Old World rankings?" Well, yeah, that's how the points limits set on Old World rankings is through AI. Because none of the tournament platforms support points. It's really weird. Well, virtually none of them. There's like one does, the rest of them just don't. So I have to look at the army list and go, I think that's a 2,000 point army list, and set it. So anyway, that's just a little bit of background. Yeah. If you go to BCP, you don't put the point limit in. There's nowhere, just in the description and stuff. I guess because different game systems use different things. Maybe points are not always bad. I don't know. Anyway, that's a different topic, but it's funny. Anyway, cool. Hopefully people enjoyed. I think, like, going back to our major point, though, I don't reckon comps ever wrecked a game or a tournament. So I feel like I'm all for it. It'd be cool if we settled on something that we didn't have 50,000 of them. I reckon we can do that, but I don't mind a couple. I think it brings variety as well. So I don't mind it changing every 6 months and stuff. So
I think once you're at the tournament, it's not going to affect it. It might make it harder for some people to build the lists, and sometimes it might turn some people off. Maybe I don't know, but I agree. In general, it's a much better. I mean, it's better to be turned off from the list building stage than it is to get in there and be smashed for 3 games in a row and go home having a terrible experience.
Yeah, totally. Cool. Well, let's quickly jump on to thanking our patrons, and then we'll get into some hobby and stuff.
Let's do it.
Good. Cool.
A little bit of hobby.
We actually do have 219 Patreons.
Ooh.
Yeah,
a lot
but
of
it must
them
be free, right? That's just a ridiculous number.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. But a big thing. Oh, Mark Hewitz just signed up. Hang on, I'm pretty sure. Did he? I've got a notification. Yes, he did. 37 minutes ago. Is he even on? He is just serial Wood Elf player over here.
He is. He loves it.
Has he played any High Elves in Old World or just all Wood Elves? I think just Wood Elves. Because he plays Old World and he played High Elves in 6, I think. But yeah, no, good player, good bloke. He just signed up. So a big thank you to our patrons who help us turn up every week. If you'd like to join them, you can jump over to patreon.com/oldworldfanatics, jump on our Discord, and also send us crazy questions, which I think Josh is about to go through. But before I do that, I'm just going to give the paid patrons a bit of a shout out. So thanks, Mark. And I can never say this one. See Sabissimus, Hamel of Doom, 4 arms in. Oh, hang on, that's gone back to free. Sorry, let me just change that.
Take that back.
Western City.
Cut that out in post.
Yeah, that's right. Feud Odom, Nicholas Carew, Vinny, Louis Spagnagno, McCallan, I cannot say that, ASB, The Great Bray Shaman, King Pash, Tom Pickard, Not Matt, Jess Tors, Adam Lamb, The Orange Juicer, Matty Firebird 7137, Peter Holman, Mark Langley, Matt Hinton, The Old Warrior, Silver Dave, the Master of Patwon, whatever it was, Sporadic Saturday, Mark, Nick, Chris Bowler, Drunkhammer Nate, Ben Shooter Louis, Benoit, Cam the Dentist, James McKellen, Liam Fallon, Tommy Coolin, Jay McBride, Flatworld's Edge, Sexy, Jelly, Herald of the Old World, Killer, Tommy Dogs, Matthew Klein, Matt Morris, Perfity, Griff, Jess Tours, Wood Duck, Josh Griffiths, Ninanawum, Page 2, Daniel Broadstock, Elliot Mitchum, Gilgos Draconos, Diesel, Denny Gamer, Robert Z, Louis Scunt.
You may just say it. It's great.
Louis Scunt. OG Bobby Gherkin. That's going to get us demonetized. Gunwitch. Zen Fox. He's changed it. Todd Lloyd. Good old Sean. Change it back to Zen Fox. Not the OG. He was probably on some of the Patreons.
He was.
Where's one called at the OG? Big thank you guys. Really appreciate it. It does. It does. Yeah, yes. We do notice it. So yeah. Cool. We do have a few questions, do we? And I think some of them were some of them related to what we just talked about, Josh, or not? We'll just get rid of them.
Oh, sorry, the questions. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, there was quite a few.
Yeah,
there was quite a bit of discussion.
Yeah.
Let me just think. Maybe just I'll just start at the top, and then we can maybe revisit some of the common questions if we want. So Horvath, asked, what's
that must be the second. That's the second patron that I can never pronounce. Is it? Sabismus. Do you reckon that's who that is?
Not. Do you think it could be?
Must be.
Yeah.
I think he's. Yeah. Anyway, keep going. But
it could be.
Oh, we're going to get nailed for this question.
What's the status on World Fanatics?
Yeah. I feel bad.
We did an episode while you were away, mate.
Yeah, true.
Mine's
collecting dust.
Your actual Wartime stuff.
Yeah.
I printed some scenery somewhere. It's in a box.
That was first. Then he was like, "Is it going on as a separate channel somewhere?" Probably not.
Not at the moment.
We have it in a playlist on the channel, so if you want to just go through those, you can. But we're probably not going to make a new channel as such, and neither for the 6-head stuff. Just it's all better to be in here. And then a different tack. What do you think about siege battles? Have you tried them in the old world? And should GW release them? Rules for them? That's actually a really good question.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% behind that. I've got all the old siege stuff, all the equipment ready to go. Just need some rules. I believe I did see someone put some homebrew rules out for siege, the old world, but I've never looked at them. I'd like to try play them, but yeah, I would 100%. I think it was fun. It's not competitive or anything, but it was fun.
Agreed. Josh?
And yes,
I don't.
What?
You don't want to play siege?
I just don't know. I mean, I must admit, I've never actually ended up playing one, but I just feel like the game is not designed for it. Everything's too static. The rules are always clunky and complicated. and it takes ages, and then you end up with not as interesting a game as you would normally get just out in the open field.
Throw oil on people.
So I'm just gonna I've just smashed Warhammer Siege.
I think you're right. I don't think you could play like
Warhammer Siege.
Negative
I
Nancy.
know the theme is fun, but I'm not.
It just
convinced.
looks cool. It looks like a real battle.
It does look cool. It does look cool. I'll give you that.
I'm surprised. You're such a narrative player. You love the narrative. Siege battle was like narrative written all over it. Josh is like, nah.
And Mark said, "You are incorrect, Josh."
Oh look, I'm welcome to be wrong. I don't mind being wrong, but that's my opinion about it.
Oh,
that's why I never
Mark
put
said
them.
because Barefoot Miniatures did it 100% decent for the rules. Okay, I have to look at that.
Nice.
That's why I never made them for my campaign.
Yeah,
because I just felt like it was too funky to try to get people. I don't know, because if people were just setting up for a game and suddenly they're playing a Siege without being able to prepare for the rules and read it all and that kind of thing, it'd be hard to suddenly just jump into it because it's just so different from a normal game. I feel.
Yeah.
But I guess if you're all on board and everyone's ready for it, yeah.
The real reasons come out. It's because horses can't climb walls. Thank you, Demonic Teddy. There we go.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, don't know. Maybe you got a point. That's also why I always ignore building rules because I'm like super building.
I love
can't drive a horse in it.
Piece of shit.
I'm occupying. Okay.
Then he's actually fitted in another question. This is like 6 questions he's put in, Horvath.
You allowed to do that?
A lot of bang for his buck here. How big / small do you think Tau is in actuality compared to its online presence? It's hard to know where he's going with that question.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because it's all tiny. But I just brought up before that I bought that Cathay box off a guy who lives just down the road, almost like 5 minutes away. He's bought all the stuff. Basically, every release, he did what I did. Every release, he just bought stuff, and then he hasn't done anything with it. So now he's selling it, and he plays 40k, and he used to play fantasy heaps. Doesn't know. I don't think he follows any of this stuff.
Yeah,
okay. And he's in our local scene as such. But then, so yeah, I think it would be quite big, but it wouldn't be people who actually play. I think if you play, you probably go online, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there might be a pretty big garage gamer situation going on. But then is it bigger than other games though offline? I don't is in terms of the perception versus reality type thing. Who knows?
Still pretty small, I reckon.
Yeah, actually.
But I mean, you saw my point last week. Pash showed it where I can't believe how small AOS was at LGT versus
that was very eye-opening.
Yeah. So maybe that's good signs for. Not that I want AOS to die as such. I just want. Yeah, it'd be nice if we were second.
It'd be nice if we cannibalized the entire game. Yeah, that's right.
There it is. Well, you just said it. Yeah, there you go.
Massive, absolutely massive.
So the events keep. And the other thing, maybe I'm wrong on this, but the LGT also had most players from England. Oh, sorry, UK area playing over the top players playing over in Germany for the WTC
right.
on the same weekend, whereas AOS didn't have that. Or did AOS also? The WTC was a different time, I think, for AOS. So, there's probably would have been people who were in playing in the WTC that would have gone to the LGT. So, very possible that they would have beat them. Oh, sorry, I just clicked that off. Put it back up if you want. 80 plus. Yeah, let's see. It won't be long until we hit those hundreds for sure. 100%.
Yeah. That'd be good. It seems like Australia is more within the Sydney confines, it's almost getting to that point where you're limited by a venue because you've got such a great venue that they almost don't want to change the venue to allow more players because the venue's so bloody good. So
that's right. Yeah. This is what I 100%. This is, and it's not about the big GTs anymore. I just think they're fun. do them, but I reckon it's this. You can go to multiple 30+ events every, at some point every week
weeks.
you better do it, which every couple of
Yeah.
weeks. I think that's awesome because
it's awesome.
Gives you the flexibility. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just helps to support the community. If you know there's events happening on a regular basis, it just builds the momentum.
Yeah.
So ZenFox got some questions in. A couple of questions. One that's less homework and one that's more homework. I'll do the one with more homework first because obviously we haven't prepared for these at all, and I'm just springing them on you guys. Assuming Cathay gets balanced, that's funny. What 3 other units in the game would you change, either points or special rules wise, to help balance things further? That's yeah.
Well, I mean, assuming Vamps and all that are in there, you'd have to do something.
Can we just go back to the Aussie comp pack and just what were those units that needed?
Yeah. Is there stuff that's seriously it's just I don't know. Well, that's sort of a rule thing, isn't it? Not so much that they're cheap, it's just they're so fucking good.
Well, it says you can also special. Well, it says you can change special rules, although I guess you can't really change the fundamental undead special rules. That'd be a bit hard. I can ask you the other question.
I mean, pegs, I'd probably do some. I personally still think something like that friggin' raw peg needs to be a monstrous cav just to bring it all in. Monstrous creature.
That's a really good. That's a good suggestion.
Normal stuff. It's not really a points thing.
I agree. But that's a special rule change. I think that should change. I agree. Because it's a 360.
You'd have to do something with Vamps. I'm just not sure, like, 100% what. Like, because it's not like a Terrorgeist is overcosted. It's more the rules. So I would still change something to do with the scream thing and make it slightly.
The scream, well, you can nerf the scream, but you can, so she can't scream out of combat and stuff. Like
you've got to be in combat to scream.
Something. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
That's the next question.
Sure.
Pick a fact. This is. Or a question that requires less homework would be, pick a mediocre faction. If it gained the Ring of Jet, an extremely common magic item, does it now automatically become S tier?
Yeah. 100%. Depends on what comp system you're using, but
which one out of all those ones has a 35? You need 35 points on your champs. Which ones have them? Because if you could do that and spam that.
Sisters, yeah.
Sisters.
Just spam.
Would you play Seaguard if you could have Ring of Jet?
Woodies, there you go. Not Matt said Woodies. Yeah.
It is. It's ridiculous. Like it's so good.
It is ridiculous. That is. I've got a few other things I've copied, but that's more from the conversation about the comp. But a lot of it was actually stuff we covered. So I don't think
okay, so we didn't have heaps of questions. That's okay. That's cool.
And we're a bit short on time today because we got some stuff from Josh coming up as well, don't we?
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean it's
an hour 40. You got to allow some decent time for Josh. I can't wait for this. I've been hanging.
Well, wait. What are we up? Are we just moving into that?
You keep going, but I was just saying, like you said, there's some things we've already probably hit. So I was like, just saying, it's probably good. Gives you a little bit more time.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Or do you want a segue? Is there more?
No, there's no news. I don't think, unless you guys know about any. I don't reckon.
Not really.
Yeah.
The only news I thought we might be able to quickly talk about was that possible Games Workshop. Well, I wouldn't call it a lawsuit. I suppose it is a lawsuit, isn't it?
With Game Act, whatever it's called. Did I say that?
Yeah.
I pronounce it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. Did people say
Based
that?
on
I guess
unfair competition. That was terrifying.
Yeah, it was a bit weird because it was more to do with something to do with unfair competition and suing him for that over copyright as such. But fair bit of his catalog, I think. But yeah, I mean, like you've said, Andrew, I mean, you look at his stuff and it's obvious what they're copying. But I mean, you look at Highlands are very similar. Like you look at all their stuff and you go, that's
heaps of them are, yeah.
Some of their poses are the exact. Like you can go through it and go, that is supposed to be that character, you know. So
yeah, it's not like GW haven't like heavily borrowed a lot of their stuff from other sources as well. Like,
oh yeah, well they were the biggest thieves in the beginning, technically, but I mean, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, you just got to let it play out, I guess. But yeah, you hope. I think because I'm in software, right? So I had a few cease and desist in my early days from some of the software I used to build. And FYI, if you ever get a cease and desist, you just wipe your butt with it and send it back. Like it's literally not a legal thing. So you can just like people get worried about them and they're like, they're just a note telling you to stop doing what you're doing. They're not suing you or anything. Everyone panics and it's like, dude, just tell them to fuck off. Yeah, but reality is like at least in the software world, you're allowed to basically copywriters, you're allowed to independently create things, even if it's technically a copy. The only bit that gets a bit like, so if you independently create the same thing, you're allowed to do that. However, where it then falls into, and I'm not a lawyer, so I should have said that, where it falls into an issue is if someone could legitimately get confused and buy your product versus theirs, then that's when it gets into like that copy part. That's where you can actually get done for it. Whereas if you go and independently copy, I don't know, like Twitter, that's why you have Instagram and you got fucking TikTok, and they're all the same product, but they're independently created. You don't generally confuse Snapchat for TikTok, even though technically they're all the same thing. They've copied all the same actions. Yeah. And I feel like that's sort of similar with this. You would hope that you could still independently create 3D sculpts that look pretty close, but as long as someone wouldn't, if you put it up on a website, people wouldn't be buying that because they thought it was the actual right one and not the Games Workshop one. I feel like they've still got a leg to stand on, but I don't know if those in the non-software world, I don't know if that applies or not. That's the only bit, but I'd like to think it does. But lawyers could obviously go a bit more detail than that. But yeah, you should be able to like independently build. Like it's a lot of skill to 3D sculpt something, even if you are copying, like drawing, like going off some picture that looks, another sculpt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, he has built it from scratch. It's not like he's like
it's not like the China ones where they literally copy the car, and then sell that. Like that's a bit dodgier. That's massively dodgier.
Nah. But if you looked at because he put some of his pictures up, and I'm like, oh, they're not too bad. But then I actually saw some comments, and then went to look at his actual catalog of stuff, and I was like, oh, like a lot of stuff is very heavily borrowed upon. But like you said, he's made his own designs and things like that. But yeah, it's just kind of one of these things. Like I suppose if GW was better priced to a certain degree, I know that's not what GW seems to be about. But obviously,
and they've got to do a bit of this to make sure you can knock some down. I mean, this is half the thing you do. You spend X amount of your money just to knock down some, so people keep buying yours, and you do build your moat. But at the end of the day, there's still legalities where sometimes they just can't. There's nothing they can do. They just hope that you give up. So, yeah. Anyway, support him if you want. I think he's doing some legal stuff, but I mean, I don't know. He's more 40K, isn't he? Or has he done a lot of fantasy stuff as well? I don't even know.
I was mainly looking at his 40K stuff. I think it's just because 40K is so popular that tends to be what pops up first. There was some fantasy stuff which looked really cool.
Don't do that. Not at all. Tell him Gobbo sent you. I'll be pulled into some. I'll get what's it called? I'll get like we're gonna rain to go. Not that said I'd defend you. What? I'm not a
Well, I heard on a Whammer podcast they were saying
Your Honor.
Cool. So who's going then? Did you do hobby, Andrew? Or
I'll quickly do my hobby. So I've been printing heaps of trees, like I was saying before. And I've got about 4 out, and I've got about 40 failed prints of trees.
Oh, there's so many.
But I was stuffing around. I was, asking all these people for advice, and I think it ended up being that one of my belts was just too tight.
Jesus, I had this weird impression that resin was the complex one and all that, and you got the FDM one, and it just printed. It just took a long time, whatever. But it was just easier, safer to use. But maybe not the quality wasn't there, but that's my impression. The reality is just as, if not more, complex than resin printing.
Or I'm just a spastic. That could be it, because it seems like everybody else can 3D print okay. Just Andrew can't 3D print okay.
I don't know.
I must admit, I've never bought a secondhand printer. Like, maybe that. I don't know. I've never risked. I've only ever bought new ones.
I like dipping a toe without going.
Sounds.
I'm not. I don't dive in head first usually and buy new stuff. I usually dip a toe, see if I like it, and then I'll go get something later. That's why I got secondhand.
But it's the cleaner stuff. Like, I wouldn't want to buy a secondhand resin one. Like, oh man, if anyone wanted to buy one of my old printers, they'd be like, "What the hell? What have you been doing to this printer, man?"
Like, I'd probably, if someone bought like if it was a Saturn 4 or 5 where they have now, and they'd kept it for 3 months and didn't use it, I'd buy it. But I wouldn't buy like some old thing after. They just get beaten up too much.
It's covered in sticky resin.
Yeah. What did you do with yours, Josh, when you got rid of it? Oh, it's
I don't understand the question.
Oh, like your old printer. Did you like throw it, or do you like get rid of it in a chemical cleanup, or you don't care? Would you still keep
my old Mars 3?
Yeah,
I still have it sitting in the
in the same place.
Room next, I was put it on the floor, and then I've forgotten about it, so it's just sitting there. Anyone want it? I don't really want it anymore. I don't want to sell it.
Classic when you pulled out that picture.
So now imagine that photo, but now with a red printer on the floor next to it.
Yeah. Just more stuff in the crack.
4 Ultra out there as well? Is that where it is?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all out there.
Yeah, okay. But you cleaned up, didn't you? I think you said you cleaned up a bit initially.
Oh yeah, I did. That was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, okay.
But it's back now to back
to normal. Back to the crack den. Cooking meth.
What it looked like,
I'll get a new photo.
My wife thinks I'm cooking meth.
I'll get an update photo for you guys at some point. Like, this looks the same as the other ones. Shall I go into what I was up to on the weekend? Because it was kind of fun. So Cloak and Choppa. It was, so it was a 6-head fantasy day, but that wasn't really the point of why I'm bringing it up. Because what it was a narrative one-dayer. Completely narrative.
And they even had Siege, eh?
Yep, it was all Siege. That was the only thing we played. It was just Siege all weekend. So it was sort of set up so it was like a teams event, but not really a teams event. So it was based on your faction. So there were 2 sides, a good side or an evil side.
Heresy side, yeah.
And then you had some neutral in the middle, but they were really just so they would fill in the numbers for whatever side was, too small kind of thing. So Wood Elves, Tomb Kings, those guys who were able to shuttle across. And it just meant, we could have pretty much just like 5v5 in the end. I think there was about 9-10 people there. But Hugh, who was running it, also had gone the effort of making all these different scenarios. So we had like 7 tables, and so the pairings were. It was actually like the first round, the good side, the players just chose their table, what scenario they want to be, and the evil side went along and decided who would play who, and then it was reversed for the second round, and then reversed again for the last round. So there was no like matchups. It was literally just who you want to play. So it was quite different, and because there was no individual scores, like basically you're trying to win for the betterment of your team, kind of thing. So it's like you would get you're trying to get so many points for a win. I think it was 3 points for a win, and then there was like campaign points you could earn during the battle, like killing a kraken or like doing other random sort of things here or there to get extra campaign points. So for your side to hopefully win in the end. I think it wasn't odd number of players. So one of the tables was a 3-player table, which was he'd done the last stand, which was slightly different to how I'd done it, because there was actually 5 turns. Essentially, it was 2 versus 1 with 1,200 point armies on all 3 sides, and then the guy in the middle just had to survive the end of the 5th turn and still have a model on the board.
Oh, is that it? Just one model,
and that was it. He just had to survive. And
I
I did play that in the second round. I think I've got a photo of it. I'll bring up a photo of it. There it is.
How big was
I ran
were they
Eric
all
War.
1,500 points, or they were?
So he designed it.
Middle?
He designed it for. He'd actually used a similar, because he'd actually been playing in my campaign, so he actually took the inspiration from my setup. So he's gone
the main
1,250 point main force, and then 2 500 point sub lists that you sort of sub in and out. So this last stand was just the 3 sort of main forces, the battalions.
Versus the whole thing in the middle, or
so no, just my battalion. So it was literally 1,250 versus 2 1,250
Oh
armies.
God, okay, right, yeah.
So it's like you just have no chance. Absolutely no chance. It's, double is just not good. But it only goes for 5 turns. Oh, man, it was quite brutal. I won't really go into the game. Really, I'm not really.
I love that skull thing. Okay,
yeah, that is cool.
This is a gaming arena in Coburg, which has got some cool terrain. And then the third game I played was like this Kraken scenario. So you can see this big orange Kraken head. You could like charge it, try to kill it. It would shoot out tentacles. So these are the tentacles in the foreground. So I shoot them out and cause like D3 strength 8 hits, and then they'll start scattering around. This Kraken had like 16 wounds. The first game, it got hit by a Hellblaster and like got killed in the first round, because I think he rolled like a ridiculous number of hits, and so he was quite upset that it just died straight up. But one of the coolest things about this event was actually there was narrative reads before each round.
Ooh.
There was narrative reads, guys. So it was sort of like, I think he hadn't really written it all out. He sort of used ChatGPT to generate the dialogue, but he'd put in the names of all the different generals of each participant's army.
Yeah.
And then put in a few things about what their general was like and that type of thing. So for me, the Bretonia one was like this, like punsy, like what's like it was so ridiculous. But we had like scripts, so we printed out like this whole thing of scripts.
Did you actually end up playing to that caricature or a little bit?
Yeah, I did actually. The lady came to me like once in my mirror and twice in my shaving bowl, like that kind of thing. Like, it was just ridiculous. But you sort of got into it, and I think it was because it was a smallish event. It was enough that it was just nice that there was enough people that were there to like interact and do it, but it wasn't like a massive crowd watching you either. So it was actually it was just the right size. But I actually enjoyed doing it. I just never I've never really done that kind of role playing much before. But it was just so fun to set up the battle, and then you do the next battle, and then there'd be a different scene to play out. Hey?
Like, how did some of the other weird races go when they were reading their stuff out or whatever? What they call?
Oh, there was a Skaven guy.
Was that? Yeah.
He had a lot of fun, actually. A lot of fun with the Skaven voice. But yeah, it was just a relaxed day of just playing some Warhammer with some ridiculous scenarios in a narrative manner, and it wasn't really competitive at all. It was just fun, and that's the type of one day narrative that could totally be. There's no reason why that couldn't be a more common approach.
True.
In our world.
Yeah. Yes.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, it does look fun.
I'll try to get it. Maybe I'll do another 16 episode at some point and do more of a wrap up for it.
In-depth one.
Cool. One more thing that I almost forgot. There was I didn't even get to play on it, but there was a monolith table.
Hey,
That looks. What the hell?
did you supply said monolith?
No, I did not supply said monolith.
Symbol in the
that is
middle.
I did not draw that symbol.
What
This
is-
drawing.
I did not deface this deployment map myself. Just so mature.
what is happening with these scenarios? And yeah, God, that's funny.
Oh man.
The malevolent
Yeah.
monolith, the penetrative monolith. Yeah, it's very
Just-
phallic monolith.
Does the text? Is there any text in there that alludes to the monolith and what it does, or is it?
I have to pull it up again. I can't quite remember.
I'm reading it. Feed them. You feed the monolith. Players who destroy one or more.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no salaciousness going on in there. No, that's all
No,
pretty straight. That's all pretty straight.
Okay. It's just it would be.
Sorry to
I
disappoint
think
you, Andrew.
that monolith and your monolith, I think, would make a nice pair. Like there you go.
Right. I'll finish off with my hobby and then we can close out today's show. What do you think?
Yeah.
I finally, well, I have not finished actually. I have not finished this fucking balloon, and that's like one of them. But you guys saw the pictures. I started to oil wash it, and then got the bottom of it done and put the decals on, and then I had only elected to put 4 ropes on initially when I was doing it, and then I had to glue the other 4 on, and then tried to glue them back onto the thing. So that was a pain in the ass. But I think it's mostly working. So it's getting better. It's still a bit. I sort of rushed this in the sense that I did varnish it before I oiled, but I probably didn't wait long enough. And so when I started cleaning it, started to wear out a bit. So I didn't want to go too hard on cleaning out these. So I thought, balloons are probably dirty, but I'll probably try a slightly different method when I do my second one, but that's okay. I don't think it looks too bad. But yeah, I haven't started the crew yet. Well, I've painted their faces, but that was it. Because then I got sidetracked after Andrew's awesome episode last week, talking up the dwarves. Started printing dwarves.
What? I don't understand this. I don't understand why suddenly you were so excited.
So
Next minute you're just showing us
It's going to prove me wrong. They're not shit.
Massive
They're good.
drug-
So, well, yeah, there's a couple of
specifically.
things. One is, when you just paint so I'm actually waiting on a few other different paints from. I bought some other too thin coat stuff that I'm going to use on my Cathay, and I got it from Gap Games, so they're coming this week, so I haven't got them. And sort of I'm still trying to work out the color scheme, and so I'm just putting stuff together and just finishing this balloon. So I'm sort of in a holding pattern. I just wanted something easy to paint, and then when you were talking about the Slayers the other day, and they didn't I was like, yeah, whatever. And then I saw the Mountain Miniatures play and just thought it was funny for one game where what's his name, Luca played, and I think what's the other guy? Fuck, whatever his name is. So I can never remember people's names. Steve. I think he only got 100 points off him the whole game because he didn't kill the big Slayer unit, and the only other stuff he killed was the main BSB guy and the Doom Seekers and shit, which weren't weren't any points. Yeah, so I just thought it was funny. So I thought, and then I've got my dwarfs. I printed all these dwarves, but I didn't print Slayers, and I'm like, well, if I smash out one of these real quick and I've got some Slayers, it'll make me then go, oh, well, now I'll just start adding units, dwarf units, and finally get the dwarf army done. Because there's something about painting dwarves. They're 4 colors. You just smash through them and you're like, oh, and this would be just all contrast and shit. It's not going to be superb. Whereas I'm just looking at the Cathay stuff. It's awesome, but man, it's just daunting. How detailed everything is. It's I just need something when I'm no motivation where I can just slap some contrast on. It comes out. So that's why I printed it.
You had a question about your printer. Gomo. What printer did you print these on?
Oh, where's that? This one's a Saturn Saturn 4, but the normal one, whereas Josh has got the Ultra. Because I bought mine before him, and the Ultra wasn't out, and I couldn't wait. He already had a printer. I didn't, so I just bought the 4.
Yeah, you just couldn't wait.
But I'd buy the Ultra if it was around, like if I was rebuying, just because it's worth it, isn't it, Josh? Like
It is.
Yeah, it's got some extra stuff and the Wi-Fi and all that sort of
The
stuff.
Wi-Fi alone for me, because it's all that
Yeah.
in the shed. It's just nice to be able to just upload stuff and just print it if it's all set up down there. I don't know. It's convenient.
Yeah.
You can check,
Did you
status and
turn
stuff,
off that tray thing or not? It still does. You know, the VAT mover thing, whatever it's called.
Oh no, I've got that on. No,
You got it. Okay. Do you notice it speeded up or not? Or not really?
Yeah, it definitely speeds it up. It speeds up by like 30%. It speeds up massively.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the other thing. Well, in that case, yeah. If once my 4's done, I'll probably just go to whatever it'll be freaking Saturn 7 or something by then, but I'm assuming they'll go for a while.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll go for a while. Covered in resin. No one wants to buy it.
Yeah, that's right.
It's in the shed.
Yeah, so I'm just going to smash through this unit of 20. I think I printed 23, and I've got another, I already print like 8 other dudes that I'm going to use for like Doom Seekers. And I printed a guy that looks like Ungram. Not that I'd use Ungram maybe, or sometimes I would, but he can just be another dude. And then I'll just see how far I get. And then whether or not I finish it or not is a different question. Because I've also, as you saw back here, I still need to oil my, wherever he is, my Shaggoth. Well, sorry, do the armor and then oil the Shaggoth. I need to get that done. And then I printed, it just fits in one of my display cabinets. If I put the shelf right at the bottom, it just fits. Like it's literally 15.5 inches high. So fucking hell. So it's so big. And then I just printed them and got them off the printer today, Andrew.
Yes.
Rats. I don't know how many you want. I can do another tray. I don't know. There's I don't know, 30 something there.
I need
how many do you
all of
want? How many do you
got
want?
600 points, right?
About 50.
Oh, okay. I'll do another tray, like plate, same. And you'll have crap ton.
Much appreciated. I've got a lot of bases here. I've got so many bases. It's ridiculous. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah. But that's just been my hobby. So I've been doing a little bit. I'll depending if we play on Thursday, if I do my beast, I'll try to get that Shaggoth done maybe. Because I have to redo my list a little bit. Yeah,
we need to have the showdown, the great showdown.
Yeah.
The grudge, the ultimate grudge match.
What was this? Sorry, this other comment. Yeah, no, definitely. I came to see if it's dead or not. So is it? What? Oh well. Yeah. No, it's still very much alive.
Yeah,
very much alive.
Just needs a bit of comp here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I've just got, like the usual, got so much, you should see. It's ridiculous. Because I've still got my Mordelheim band over there. I've got all those Slayers there now, and the cafe, and then Beastman sitting there. Like, am I ever going to just do one thing? It's impossible. It's ridiculous. Josh is so dedicated with his hobby, and I'm just like all over the shop.
Yeah, you like me. I got dwarves on rebasing. I stopped, and then doing my bloody chaos dwarves. They're like a third painted.
I've got your 2 demon engine things, or whatever they're called here. Too.
Yeah, the other thing. Yeah. So
you two scheming away.
Yeah.
I get rid of these armies, then I buy them all back. I don't know what's wrong with me.
And then I've been watching the not that I wouldn't do this because there's no way I'm doing vampires at the moment, but I have liked the new every October they bring out, like Highlands do their October Halloweeny ones. A lot of them do, and are they new sculpts or they just re-bring them out? Because I haven't been a member of them as long as you have, Josh. Like, so they just is every month they're always new, their sculpts. It's not like they're bringing old ones out, hey? Yeah, because there's zombie ones. New. They're looking really cool.
That's what you're paying for.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Gomo's going to have a new army before Christmas. Another army.
No, I think Cathay's going to take me that and finish the Beastmen, because I will do like enough Beastmen to do the Minotaurs and the Primal Herd. So I'll need to do some more minis, like more Minotaurs and more ore and stuff like that, and probably another couple of chariots, like dudes on a chariot and stuff like that. So there's still more Beastmen to get finished. So
Yeah, okay.
The Cathay, but Cathay will be fun. Just 2 balloons and just the units, I guess, and the Shigengans. So anyway, yeah. Well, just quickly on that, how I said about the 2 thin coats. I think I'm migrating to that. Basically, I've really enjoyed using some of the 2 thin coat ranges because I can just like put them in the airbrush as well as just use them. And I'm fucking sick of the Citadels. Just friggin', I buy a pot and I don't use it, and I open it up 6 months later and it's fucking dry. It's like, so I think I'm gonna.
No, I'm on board with that.
Then I went to try because I've got wave 3 of 2 thin coats, but I don't have like the earlier stuff. And so I was like trying to buy a wave 1, but they're all sold out. And I went to Gap Games and went, fuck it. And just went click, 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 individual, bang, 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 bang. I didn't buy the whole wave, but I bought like all the shit that I like, the ones that really replace a lot of my Citadel ones. It was like $170 a paints. So that's coming. And I might put some of my Citadel away and go, fuck off. Stop drawing up.
About time, man.
Yeah.
So, I transferred them over into models, and that helped.
Does that help?
Man, I've got so many on the rack there.
It's pretty painstaking work. Must be to do the.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I did the contrast, and that was easy enough because you just drip it, pipette it up and out and straight in.
I don't mind the contrast don't dry for me, and they're also bigger bottles. They don't bother me. I'd still use them. But
yeah, it's just the paint
space, like
I don't know the other ones. Why don't they just? Everybody else has got pretty much droppers. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It just seems crazy that they haven't swapped over because so many people don't want to buy them because they're shit. It's just anyway.
Yeah, I've got to start. You have so much. You're so invested in even the paint holders and racks and stuff. And at some point, you go, might as well just move over. So slowly, I'll still use Citadel as well. But I think it's just I've been enjoying the 2 thin coat range, just slightly more, watery, so to speak, which means you can throw it in airbrush easier. And just you're not juggling 2 different types of paint. You know what I mean?
Yes,
that's a massive part.
Not that I'm just going to use them. I'll have Vallejo and all that as well. But anyway, we'll probably wrap this one up, eh?
Yep.
Cool. Okay. Well, I think Mark was the only one listening who's left, but they'll get around to it. People will catch up with us later. Thank you for listening to episode 114. And yes, Old World is still alive. So big thank you for all that. If you enjoyed a weekly ramble.
Of story.
Please leave a review, like, subscribe, leave some more comments. I think there was a few on this one. And check out those compacts. I'll leave them in the description. But until then, keep rolling dice, paint some figures. And I guess we'll see you next week. See you, everyone.